Alright, this is going to be a tutorial on how to operate the ZK-PP2K pulse width modulator when used for DIY PEMF applications, whether it happens to be a unit you built for yourself or you're just using one that may have been built for you. This will cover the usage of advanced mode for these applications. To enter to advanced mode, you will push and hold the set button until the screen changes. The percentage sign on the right of the screen, the right side of the screen, will disappear. And you'll see an additional 0 on the bottom readout to match the character placements seen on the top. I have mine set to the fundamental first harmonic of the Schumann resonance, or 7.83 Hz, which most people refer to as the heartbeat of the magnetic field of the Earth itself. The reason you don't see the number 7.83 on the display is because in this mode it does not show the frequency itself. In this mode, the screen shows the amount of milliseconds, or thousandths of a second, that the system is set to operate at. The top number shows the time the power going to the coils is on, and the bottom number is the time the power to the coils is off between pulses. So, for the Schumann resonance, this shows that it will be on for 1 millisecond and off for 126 milliseconds, which is the time between pulses. In order to find these numbers, it's actually a very simple calculation and only uses basic math. What you do is divide the number 1 by whatever frequency you want. So I divided 1 by 7.83, and that gave me 0.127. Now the reason why this shows 126 instead of 127 is because 0.127 is the total amount of time for that frequency. This includes the time that the power to the coils is engaged, signified by the top number. So, to make sure the coils actually have power going to them, you need to have something other than zeros in the top readout, with 0.001, or 1 millisecond, being the smallest amount of time. So if you add the 0.001 to the 126, it becomes 0.127 for the total time for each pulse, which will then keep the timing for the frequency accurate. This will apply with any frequency that you attempt to punch in to these systems. If you want to use heat while in advanced mode, then you'll want to calculate the number for the maximum settings. In order to do this, you want to divide the previously calculated total timing by 4 to find the number that is 25% of that total for the maximum heat setting. So for the Schumann resonance, you'll want to first calculate the total timing in milliseconds, which will be 1 divided by 7.83, which will equal 0.127, just as we did before. Then take 0.127 and divide that by 4. This will give you the number 0.03175. Because the display only goes to the thousandths place 3 places after the decimal, you will only enter the number to the last place without rounding the number. So then, the number 0.031 would be the setting for the top readout. .031. But we're not done yet. That's actually inaccurate timing. So, once you have that set, to enter accurate timing for the bottom number, you then subtract that 0.031 from the total calculated timing for the frequency. So in the case of the Schumann resonance, that total timing is 0.127 that we calculated from before. So take 127 and subtract 0.31 from that. 0.127 and subtract 0.031, which equals 0.096. This means that the bottom number for the time between pulses at the maximum heat setting is 0.096. And this will be what the display looks like for the Schumann resonance at maximum heat settings, with both numbers adding up to the total of 0.127 for each pulse. The main thing you want to understand when making adjustments in advanced mode is that for every millisecond adjustment for the top number, you will want to inversely adjust the bottom number the same amount in order to maintain accurate timing for the particular frequency that you choose. This means for every millisecond you increase the top number, you will decrease the bottom number by that same amount, and vice versa. So if I were to change this, and so on. As long as it adds up to the total amount of milliseconds that you calculated for that frequency, the timing will then be accurate. Just make sure you stay below 25% of the total timing on the top readout, because that's how long the coils are on. The longer those coils are on, the hotter they're going to get. And that's how you use advanced mode. I hope this helps you to alleviate any issues or health problems, along with any other treatments that you may be using. Be well.